Welcome to The Power and the Pain, where your past isn't your prison.
It's the fuel for your purpose.
I'm Greg Pease, combat veteran, NLP trainer, and your guide to turn trauma into triumph.
And I'm Catherine, truth teller, mirror holder, and voice for the breakthrough hiding in your breakdown.
This is The Power and the Pain. Let's go. Welcome back to The Power and the Pain. We're bringing you more information on transforming trauma into triumph. You know, the word trauma, that's always such a powerful word. And, you know, it's all labels, right? It's all choices of words. But I realized a lot, like trauma is that word is like very off-putting to a lot of people. Or that's my projection. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm comfortable with that label, but if you've had adversity in your life and you're looking to tap into that adversity to define your gifts, this is what we're looking to do. And today's topic, what's our title of our topic again, Catherine?
I believe it was leading while becoming.
Leading while becoming, 100%. And so leading while becoming is so hard because can we just drop the imposter word, imposter syndrome? Can we talk about that one?
Yeah.
That's the big thing I think to really address through this. Because when we are becoming, and we spoke in our last episode about this, finding what our true norths are and having our internal validation, and knowing that we're working towards something, and knowing that I haven't achieved this yet, so who am I to tell someone else? Because if anyone is anything like me, they've had an experience like this maybe once. Especially earlier on. Once you start stacking enough wins, eventually you're like, oh, okay, yeah, this is awesome. But in the beginning, you're like, who am I, right? But let me answer that, right? Who am I to tell someone else, right? You are the voice to share whatever you're called to share in that moment, because if you don't have nothing to share, you wouldn't be asking yourself that question. We are on, we talk about evolution as a spiral. Mm-hmm. So we can call it levels, stages, steps, spiral. It never ends, and we keep climbing this thing. So no matter where we are on our journey at any given time, and my belief as of today is no matter where we are on our journey, there's always someone one chapter ahead of us and someone one chapter behind us. If you have just begun your journey of transforming this trauma or this adversity, you might say, well, no, I'm at ground zero, Greg. No one's behind me. What if I said ground zero's after the explosion? What if I said the person that's behind you on the explosion is the person that didn't get impact yet? There's someone behind that. Yeah. And you have something to share. What can you share to help other people not get to ground zero that are headed on that path? Because they're one chapter behind you. They don't even understand what ground zero looks like yet. From straight ground zero, your first story can be this is what that looks like.
Yeah.
I just had the revelation. I'm moving on.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I can tell that sparks something. What's your thoughts there?
Well, I mean, I guess I was thinking about authenticity, and I was thinking about vulnerability as a superpower and being able to share that, because I think that for me, that is that part of when I feel who am I to share on this? Well, how many times have I heard you say stop talking to not your people, Yep. And there is somebody who needs to hear what you have to say in only the way that you say it. Because I can get caught up in that where I'm well, there's so many people, there's so much noise, and there's all this. Great. That's awesome that there's how many billion people on this planet. There's so many people available that why would you keep it to yourself when you could be sharing it? And not that it has to be for someone else, but you get to be a part of that.
Let's go.
You know?
Let's go allowing ourselves to receive
Yes,
that.
be both sides of the value coin
Yeah.
because you get to give it and you also get to receive that you are a part of that, and then you get other opportunities to share and do
No
those
questions
things.
asked. That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was powerful, man. I was thinking of something before you were, maybe like in the beginning you were talking, but man, you took me to a place that was good. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to think back to what I had a second ago. I know it'll flow right back to me. What were we saying right before? It'll come to us.
Well, I think also,
Someone listening, call us up. No, I'm kidding. Call us back in time.
I think one of the other things that kind of, to be honest, I don't remember exactly what we were
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh,
so
we got
we're just
into
gonna
something
go.
there. It was good. It was good. All right,
But is the imposter syndrome, or feeling like, oh well, I don't know, and action creating clarity too, is that then you speak on something and maybe whoever needed to hear it heard it, or you also go, that wasn't, because so much of life is an inside job, but
Yeah.
I feel like that so much of the, opportunities and things like that are unlocked through conversation. And
Yeah.
so by sharing, you can we were talking about that North Star and finding that North Star and knowing where you're going. I think that also by sharing
Yeah.
and leading in that way, you kind of get that direction where if I'm attached to an outcome, then I'm like, oh, I have to do this. But if I'm instead going, I'm shooting in this direction, and then it can, you were talking about this the other day with the if you're
Trajectory or angles,
yes,
angles. Yeah.
Thank you. You know where I was going
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
was using my arms. But so if you're on target and you're closer to, it's easier to aim and hit it.
Mm-hmm.
But as you back out and if you're just like
Micro
a little
shifts make big differences. Yeah. When we look at the big picture.
that can be with our voices, with what we share as well, is we're kind of honing in and seeing like.
You know what? When you said voices, everything's always as it should be. When you said voices, it was like, oh yeah, that thing. Earlier, my little lost thought. To create. My goal is to share confidence with others in NLP, and not just NLP. I mean, NLP shares this, but outside of it, communication. The words we use only make up 7% of our communication. This is like public information. It's not just NLP information. You can Google it. Which is wild. I mean, when you think about if you go to a communication class, your mind is going to be, they're going to teach me what words to use, what to say. 7% of your communication. It's wild. Okay, whole nother deep topic. But the other 93%, so 38 is tonality, 55 is body language. Cool. My point in this is I've said this like before, like if someone transcribed everything I said in this podcast for the entire 24 episodes, all 6 months, and then went and did their podcast and said the exact same words I said, their message would be 93% different than mine.
It's a pretty big difference.
Pretty big difference. If they said every single exact word, because they would use 38% of their tonality and 55% of their body language, which would alter the communication.
Yeah.
And that goes back to like the idea, like I heard this, these two quotes that like stuck with me well over a decade ago. One says there's nothing new under the sun. And then the gentleman that wrote Fight Club, I believe is the one that was credited with this quote, nothing about me is original. I'm a compilation of the books I've read and the people I've met. So in that manner, two things that I realized on my journey. One, the first thing is like, well, he said this, I can't say it. It's all already been said. They just didn't hear you say it yet. The way you'll say it with your tonality, your body language, you might not do your hand like this. But whatever your tonality or body language is, it's not been said by you. They haven't heard you say it yet. It's all already been said. Everything they're saying, so like there's a book that they got it from. There's a mentor, a guide they got it from. And like we can take it way back, way back. So realizing it's okay to say what's already been said. Have a respect for, plagiarizing and intellectual rights, which is a whole nother deep conversation. But nonetheless, just because someone shared a message, they can't own the message. All right. And then the other thing is on my journey, there was a time, I don't know how crazy this is going to sound. I've never really talked to anyone about this, so I don't know how crazy this sounds. I'm curious, like how many people in the world would relate to something like this. There was like, when I really got fired up in my journey, I didn't trust people, like to a point where it was toxic, if you will. That's why like my journey took so long, for like over a decade. Like there's a lot of depth in my journey because of that. But for like a decade, we were on a snail's pace. Persistence and resiliency was the only thing that really kept it going. Because I wasn't reaching out. So I wasn't getting out. So I literally say all the time, like I kind of say it as a joke, but it's true. Like I learned from dead people, like old books. And that's the people I trusted, because how did they understand information that still is relevant today when 99% of the information from that time has no relevancy whatsoever today? But they understood truths that were able to survive for centuries. So like I felt trust in that for whatever reason. But I didn't trust other people, so I didn't go out and get guidance from other people. And as I got going on my journey and I started learning a couple days, 10 years in, I started to share information, just like, here's how I want to say it. And there was a period of time in my journey where I would not reach out. So we talked about one chapter ahead, one chapter behind, always. I was not reaching up. Like I wasn't conscious of it at the time. Like when I look back and evaluate it, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't want anyone to say that I was copying anyone else. So I wouldn't look at anyone else's stuff, because if you showed me, I wanted it to be the first time. I want it to be news to me. I want it to recreate the entire wheel. That's ego. It's ego.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even look up. I don't want someone to say I did that. I'm doing all this on my own.
Yeah.
You can do it all on your own if you want to be really stubborn and slow and all those other things. But eventually, as I go through that, I start realizing like, oh, they're a chapter ahead of me. That means I'm a chapter behind them. They're literally handing this stuff back to the next group. I just got to tell them I want it.
Yeah.
Whatever the exchange of energy is. But they're literally like, if you're giving back one chapter, how can you not believe that that's happening? Like it's sitting there. They're waiting for all the people on this rung to come and get it.
Yeah.
And they got it from the rung above that.
Yeah.
So that really kind of changed things for me in that world of leading while becoming. It allowed me freedom to realize I just am where I am.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I've shared this statement with many people, and as of right now, this is how I believe it to be. Anyone that is actively on their journey, I said actively, okay, that's the key word here, or the catalyst, if you will. Anyone that is actively on their journey, no matter how far ahead they are of you, will help you. Now, we all know people way ahead of us that are mean people sometimes, and they will not help, and they are facetious and cutthroat and da. Look, I don't know who they are. Shame on me for judging and projecting, but I'm going to suggest that they started a journey somewhere and they parked on the side of the road now, and they are protecting that hut for dear life. So anyone, like if they're ahead of you and they're not helping you or hindering you or hating on you or whatever the thing is, don't take it personally, because it's not about you. They are telling you all the information you need to know about them.
Yeah.
They once were on the journey. They've parked their RV on the side of the road and they are defending it with dear life now.
Or they're just not your people.
Or they're just not your people.
Or you're not their people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You literally aren't, and who knows why, but perfect.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, like that person's fine too. Like the idea they're not our people, like let them live the way they want to live. Keep on moving. Like their hate, like what boundary do you need?
Yeah.
You're in control.
Yeah.
And then knowing like, what if I said, you manifested that.
Yeah.
That's tails, if you will. The other side is heads, and someone's looking for you to give you the information. That's a chapter ahead.
Ew, I like that.
They're looking, like literally there's like, I love, like I'm only where I'm at. Like it is my little crack, like to get into mentor people and giving out nuggets and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Like every level. Like there's someone looking for us that like they're going to see, they want to live vicariously through your energy.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I see it. Like, I remember what it was like to be there. Here, let me set this up. Let me set this up. Here, go get it.
Yeah.
And they're just excited to see you explode.
Yeah.
They're out there looking for you right now, literally. I believe that every day for myself, and I get to meet them.
Yeah. I like that. And I was thinking not only, or I guess actually what I was really thinking was that the sticky point is being where we are, but thinking that we need to be somewhere different.
Yeah.
And like the resistance to just be presence
Presence from
so,
performance from last week.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So being present and being like, this is where I am right now, and helping with what you have and being able to look both directions, you know, and also I think in that mentor phase too, there are, you know, I love that heads and tails. I've never thought about it as looking away, you know, it's carrot stick. It's all the things because everything is the same. But seeing that and recognizing that there are going to be, how do you learn too? You know, because the lesson may be the same. Do you want it forcefully? Do you want it in a nurturing way? You know, how are you powerful. Going to, you know, and
receive,
what are you receptive to? Because that whole we manifested or, you know, I manifest this thing. Okay. So then if I recognize, okay, this is in my field for a reason, do I want to keep it here?
This is good.
You know, because that's that decision point. And if we don't make a decision for it, that is still a decision.
Yes.
Not making a decision is still a decision.
That is the decision. 100%. So powerful.
I have to remind myself that all the time.
No decision is a decision. 100%. And look, no decision is a decision. And if we literally like just, impulse control, right? Keep making decisions because like there's nothing, like the clock is going to tick and every decision is feedback. So every decision is a win.
Yeah.
Decide. Going back to like presence, like where am I at right now? And like, this is where I'm at. Wherever you are right now, you are.
Yeah. Said
by you, not me. So wherever you are, you are. We can't stop time and there's nothing we need to do to have time go. So we will end up in a future place. When we get there, where do you want to be then? This starts tying into, and maybe next week we might spend a little time on, this starts tying into, this is where my daily visualizations come from. This is how I get rid of the negative thoughts. Because look, we can't get rid of a thought, right? We can't think of nothing. So then how do I get rid of a thought? I must replace it. Mm-hmm. But what do I replace it with? Like this is that vision, and allowing ourselves to get clear with it wherever we're at on the journey, taking that time and allowing that clarity to be. That is presence. Yeah. That is presence. And then seeing and deciding where are we looking to get to right now. Yeah. And even like where are we looking to get to? Actually, I did a post on this the other day. I want to touch on this a little bit. Thinking back on my journey, when the question of where do you want to get to, like if you've had, I don't know, scarcity experiences, I guess, when people ask you, like, let's say you know where you are. So like, you know, the starting point, but like most of us, I think just from my experiences, living it and then working with so many people, in the beginning, we have no clue what we want. And it's like that question, like makes our heart rate increase. Yeah. Like anxiety immediately, like, and I attribute this to like, no one like was plotting and planning. Okay. But I attribute this to like a couple generations back. Like we wanted the best for our kids and we didn't know how long things were going to last and So like, hey, you're 10 years old. What do you want your job to be? What do you want to do? What do you want? What do you want? I don't know. Whoa. Look, man, you're 10 already. We got to get to it, buddy. Come on, man. And it wasn't literally like that, but like not knowing was not okay. Yeah. So like today we're unconsciously don't realize we have anxiety around not knowing. Like it's okay to just not know. No one knew anything before. How could not know? Like that's crazy to me. Anytime someone says they don't know, like I hold space for them. Yeah. But it doesn't matter anything you don't know. Like that could never, ever, ever be the problem. No one knew anything before they knew it. If not knowing was the problem, we couldn't have anything we have today. Yeah. So like not knowing can never be the problem. But then the realization is like, allow yourself to not know.
Yeah. I think that there are a lot of people that seek clarity, but fail to embrace the confusion.
Yeah.
And I know that that has been true for me too, but it is giving that space. And actually there was something that you and I had said in a conversation, outside of the podcast, but where you were talking about being comfortable with someone else's discomfort in your unknowing.
100%. 100%. I was thinking about that while I was talking.
Yeah.
100%.
I was tapping into that.
Yeah,
We were having
yeah.
this conversation.
No. And like telling people like when I started, I remember back like when I really was like, I'm going to do this. And I had no clue how, but I really like internally, I was like, I don't care. Call me crazy. Like I'm not going back. And literally I didn't know how I was going to do it. And I remember when people would be like, oh, how are you going to do that? I tell them these grand old plans. And then I'd be like, oh, I don't know. And like people would be like, so, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And like, it wasn't mentorship. It was like, you should be a lot more uncomfortable with not knowing, son.
Yeah.
No, you can be uncomfortable with me not knowing. Like, I'll just figure it out. Like people like, there's a lot of people, my wife, like, I mean, she makes jokes, you know, like I'll jump off the cliff and we'll figure out the parachute on the way down. Like, okay, maybe not that aggressive, but I really have faith and belief that like, we'll figure it out. I mean, we'll get resourceful.
Yeah.
We don't have to, you know, go buy the brand new one from the store. Maybe we get scrap lumber, but let's get resourceful somehow, whatever this thing is.
Yeah. I feel like that's like internal conviction of knowing, because we talked about you having that North Star and knowing which direction you're going. And when you do, and you have that like internal fire that says, this is what I'm going after, because I know you'll adjust on the way if it changes.
Bingo.
You know, and I think that's the biggest thing for me, is that sometimes I will still be so attached to something and I'm like, I want to hold it with open palms because it's not mine to begin with. And so let me just let it be that this is where I'm headed, but I'm holding it like this rather than like this.
This is good. This is good. I literally gonna bookend. We talk when I opened up like the feel, like we know where we are. And then that like anxiety, heart rate, fear around like when the question is like, what do you want? First, like allow ourselves just like breathe for a second. Like you're allowed to not know, let them be uncomfortable with it. The second thing like that's there, and you just said it in your own way, I'm going to say it in different words, is the realization of, I didn't realize this, you know, unconsciously was happening. And because right now how I help people, like one of my best assets is like looking back on my journey. Yeah. One of my biggest assets. So when I look back on my journey and I remember that fear, now my label, right? Scarcity mindset. That fear came from like, I imagine like if you got one trip, like someone took you to this warehouse and they took you inside and there was a counter and you walked up and then there's like a wall, like behind the counter, and someone comes out from a door to the counter and they say, we have everything in the back, everything. Like, there's nothing you could say right now. It doesn't matter. And I'll go get it for you. What do you want? And then like there was an unconscious belief that I had one chance to say everything I wanted.
Oh.
That like I have to like know exactly what this is, because like what if I don't get it perfect? Like when I leave, I didn't order the right boat.
Yeah. What if I miss out?
What if I miss out? Scarcity. Whereas what you tapped into, and I'll bookend this with like a power step for if you're in this chapter, a power step is realizing whatever you ask for has nothing to do with what you'll ask for next. Just because you ask for orange juice and they bring it out and set it down, as soon as they put it down, you could say, now I'd like coffee. You got orange juice. Yes.
You do it. I love a beverage station.
right. I'm tying it all in here, all the anchors. But you know, realizing that, like, allow yourself to feel that, like,
yeah,
I can come back to this counter
again.
I will
and again.
come back to this counter over and over and over. Like, this is not a one, like, you know, I got this one shot. I got to nail it. Like, this isn't the genie lamp. Yeah. Like, they don't care. Come back in and make another order.
Yeah. Or supermarket sweep. Isn't that the one where you had to like fit everything
you put in the cart? Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. I think that's great. And
this is powerful.
And just being able to ask again and again, like being in that phase of, you know, and and aligning with your North Star. And then, I love that.
That's good. This was a great episode. We're excited to bring more information for you guys. So big takeaway. Whatever it is you want in life, the big takeaway I think is going to be, for me to you, is going to be keep placing your order. Every time you make a decision, you're getting more feedback, you're getting more data, you're learning more, you're winning every single time. And then realize that you can just go back to the counter.
Yeah. And
that realization is going to give you that internal congruency of like, we're going here. I'm not sure the total. We can shift to like, oh, I thought I was going in a boat, but now I have to go in a helicopter. Oh no, now we are only going to the island. Then we got to get on a boat and go to the rest of the. I don't care. We're going.
Yeah.
I don't care. Whatever. So, do you have anything you want to cap that with?
I feel like there's several things going through my head at the moment.
Well, let's go. Yeah, no. What do you got? What do you got?
One being that when you said that about like the helicopter or the boat, I was thinking, like there's like you can take the stairs or the elevator and like, how fast do you want to get there and what level of exertion do you want to, because you could just choose which one you take. But I think also to kind of bring it back to that like leading while becoming is I don't like a guru term, but like a guide. And then also looking at like, I look at myself as being kind of like an upperclassman for the things that I've been through. 100%. And so that is that looking behind us and being able to pour into other people is to say, I'm not trying to say I have it all figured out, but to just share from that place of authenticity is really allowing what needs to come through.
And that's beautiful. For the people that have the away from energy, that might sound like a weird terminology, but let me say this statement to you because it'll land for a certain group of people. It's not about you. Every day you don't share your message, you are holding back all the people that need to hear what you have to say from getting to the next chapter. There's a group of people, I don't know how many's in it, and they have to hear you say what you have to say if they're to get to their next chapter. It's not about you. You have the key for other people, and their door is locked. So metaphorically, if you could look at these doors and you're holding in your hand, and you could just let them out. Like, think about how crazy this is. You could just walk over and like unlock all of their doors and go down the hallway. But you're standing there saying, who am I to unlock their door? They're inside. They're like, you are everything, please. You are everything. You are the world right now, please. And you're like, who am I to go unlock that door? I know for a group of people that's going to land, that's delivered in a very, very different way. It's bigger than you. So for some people, for those that are very, very early on their journey, or I say early, if you're still riding on external validation, here's a place to get it. It's not about you. It's about them. I think we'll leave it there. We'll see you guys next week for some more powerful information transforming trauma and triumph. Make sure you guys stay tuned.
If this hit you deep, trust that.
Your pain has power, and your story isn't over.
Follow, share, and send this to someone who you think might benefit.
I'm Greg.
And I'm Catherine.
And this was The Power in the Pain. Keep stepping into your power.